The McElroy brothers are not experts, and their advice should never be followed. Travis insists he's a sexpert, but if there's a degree on his wall, I haven't seen it. Also, this show isn't for kids, which I mention only so the babies out there will know how cool they are for listening. What's up, you cool baby?
It's familiar, but not too familiar, but not too not familiar. It's a new craze. Hey, good girls, do you wanna just say, hey, I wanna? Just say, hey, I wanna.
Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday, my brother and me. Happy birthday to us. It's the birthday episode. November 8th was the day, but we're recording on November 10th. But I guess it's all of our birthdays on November 8th.
Today we are all birthdays.
Got to do this every year. Not just every year since we've been doing the podcast, but like every year since I was fucking born. And I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys know how fucking baby gestation works, but that shit was out of my control.
Forgive me if I've mentioned this before, but Griffin, have you looked into legally changing your birthday?
You know, it's funny you bring that up because Jay-Z, I think, just did that. Jay-Z did a tweet and a toot last week where he's like, yeah, my birthday's on Tuesday, but guess what? I'm having my party on Monday, so now my birthday's on Monday. Nice. And I think if Jay-Z is allowed to do that, I don't understand why I can't.
My birthday cake's ready. Excuse me.
Well, Travis is making a birthday cake for himself, and he's just going to leave the podcast.
Nothing sad about that. That's just a normal, regular thing.
That's just a normal thing that people do.
Just folks. Griffin, your birthday is April 17th.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's not like November 8th rolled around. They're like, Griffin, time to come out. I was like, nah, I'm going to lamp in here for like 6 more months. I got a pretty good situation up in here. I just set up my broadband internet access, so I'm going to chill in the womb.
I want to come out registered with social services. I want to come out with some knuckle hair.
87 is going to be a way, way, way better year than 86. So I'm just going to chill in here. If you want to go ahead and get the paperwork going, and then I can just like slide out into that shit, that would be actually pretty dope for me.
No, it is not Griffin's birthday, but it is my birthday. I turned 33. It's Jesus year, everybody. This is the year I do miracles.
And it's my birthday. I turned 30, so this is the beginning of my teaching. I have 30 to 33.
Yeah, your teaching begins now. I got to get up on that old rugged cross.
Important question, Travis, and I think I posed this to you before, but is it dirty or flirty?
You know, it's going to have to be dirty 30, in which I forgo all hygiene.
Okay.
Trav, do you feel, I don't know if you've postulated on this at all, but that's not the right word. Meditated on this.
Ruminated.
Postulated.
Ruminated.
Meticulated.
Do you feel weirdly younger at 30 than you did at 29?
I do, and here's why. What I have now gone from being the oldest 20-year-old in the group to being the youngest 30s-year-old in the group. You know what I mean? So it's like I've entered a new chamber, right? And now I'm at the beginning of a different line.
I guess externally that makes sense, but internally, like, all your sperm is dying.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because of my hot pants.
I'm sorry, your what?
My hot pants. I wear heated pants.
He's not giving those up for 30.
No.
Are they prescription? Like what?
Well, I got cold bottom, and so I have to wear
cold bottom.
Yeah, I have to wear electric pants.
Isn't that sort of like like you're not going to build an immunity to heat if you just keep...
Griffin, I'm 30 at this point. Like, my body's not going to start producing its own butt heat at this point.
I guess you got a good point.
This is My Brother Me. It's an advice show for the modern era. Let's get into the advice. And how, did we introduce ourselves, by the way? I'm Justin McElroy. It's my birthday.
I'm Travis McElroy. It's my birthday.
Griffin McElroy. It's not my birthday. But I was, you know what? I was born on Good Friday. And I think that is probably why I just decided to delay it. Did you know that year, Good Friday, 1987, they actually call it Great Friday? It's like I was born. It's a little joke, a little birthday joke I like to tell when it's not my birthday, just to keep my spirits up.
A couple of weeks ago, I found a note inside my locker at school. It said, and this is roughly translated from Norwegian, been thinking about you a lot lately. Phone number. Call me. Heart shape. Well, I thought someone put this in the wrong locker or something, so I ignored it. Oof. How's your
How's your
worldview?
self-esteem, dog?
Yeah. Ooh.
Pretty good, huh?
Good. Today, on the 7th of November, I found another note in my locker which said almost exactly the same thing. My problem is that I'm quite paranoid over stuff like this. I do not know how to respond. Please help, brothers. That's from Paranoid in Norway.
You're
I totally get it.
Absolutely right not to respond and be completely paranoid about the situation.
You're right.
Most spies are Norwegian. So, like, if it's a spy thing you're worried about, then 100% right.
I think you have one of two things to be paranoid about, and one more so than the other.
One
And
is that you have a young child vampiress who is trying to court and befriend you and ultimately use you for all of your days for her sinister purposes.
And two is that it's some bullies and they're trying to entrap you into looking stupid.
But I'm assuming this is in Norway, though. And so I think the vampiress is probably a bit more likely. It's dark for a super long time over there.
Well, it's also possible that it's just like a really weird person.
Yeah, but that seems unfunny. What if I think it might be a
Fair.
grift? If it smells like a grift to me. This has like
You think like long con?
I'm
or
thinking
like
full grift. It feels like the beginning of a grift. If they were like, I love it when you bring that briefcase full of money that you always carry with you.
Yeah.
I hope you'll do
well,
that tomorrow.
that's why
at
it's
this
the long
specific
con. You
spot.
start really early and say, hey, 7th grader, I really like it when you leave a nickel every day underneath this rock, right? Because then you've got them for like 65 years. A lot of
It's a
fucking
long
nickels.
con.
A lot of nickels.
Maybe this is the next evolution of the I'm a Nigerian prince and I need $10,000 to secure the $6 million and I'll totally send you like 5.5 of that. Maybe they are they're decreasing their scope and scale a little bit. They're scaling and scoping it down just a bit, and then they're going after our youths.
And they're also lowering their expectation of the reward. And it's like, instead of like $10,000, blah, 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 they just say, I really like the new Kings of Leon CD.
And then they get a Kings of Leon CD?
They get a bunch of Kings of Leon CDs.
I don't think most people want one of those.
I think most people want a lot. They're a very talented band. I don't enjoy their new stuff as much as Youth and Young Manhood, but it's pretty okay.
I feel like if someone's not going to leave a name or any sort of identifying features to this, I feel
They're
like
trying
it
to
has
fuck you.
They're
Trying to fuck you, and not in like the
With a capital F?
the sex way. Yeah.
Yeah, this is bad news. I just throw it away, ignore it.
Is it? Okay, wait. Let me throw this out, though. Counterpoint. Devil's advocate. Vampiress's advocate.
Yeah.
It sounds like Question Asker is a very shy, like, low self-esteem person. So what if the person who's leaving this note is just another shy, low self-esteem person?
I mean,
I guess
it's
what-
so unactionable. Like, it doesn't seem worth putting your cycles in it unless you're willing. Ooh, what if you're willing to do a sting?
Ooh.
What if you're willing to
Leave the police
park your car outside
and
your
then
locker
do a solo career.
in a discreet not a Gordon Sumner, a
Okay.
sting where you park your car outside your locker in like a discreet place and like keep the headlights off and stuff and just have a bunch of, I think they usually have a bunch of fast food wrappers in there and binoculars, and you just wait.
And then Martin
Until-
Sheen falls from the roof of the building that you're parked outside next to and splatters all over the ground like in Departed. That is actually how 90% of sting operations end.
It's also important that there's another pair of people that come and relieve you after like, I think it's like 10 or 12 hours, and you guys share some quips about how nothing happened, and then moments after they start their shift, something goes down.
Martin Sheen falls from the
That's why he put Martin Sheen pushed. It's such a bad gig that Martin Sheen ended up with falling out of windows predominantly. I mean, at least once or twice a day.
How was your shift? Oh, it's just fucking raining Martins and Sheens out here. It is.
But not
brutal.
Martin Sheen. There's been lots of Martin Smiths
No.
and lots of Stephen Sheens.
That's why Emilio Estevez changed his name, because he didn't want into the family
I don't
business
want any of that
falling
shit.
out of windows. I'm not going to do it. I'm too busy.
Son,
Charlie
one
was
day
like,
this is
"Ah."
gonna. One day this whole racket's gonna be yours.
And Charlie Sheen's gotten really good at falling from high places. What's up?
Oh, that was terrible, Travis.
What?
You know what? I'm actually gonna switch my recommendation. Go ahead and give this number a call because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Even if those shots will get you killed in an alley. You guys want Yahoo? Mm-hmm. This Yahoo was sent in by Ben Noteboom. Thanks, Ben. It's by Yahoo Answers user Eric, who asks, how do I go about destroying a cursed item? My sister is an atheist, and she has a Wiccan friend. Her friend gave my sister a stone that she apparently hexed so that my sister would have better focus. Anyways,
that's not a hex, that's a blessing. Go on.
Anyways, I want to destroy the stone because it was hexed using evil spirits, but I do not want to release anything into my life or my family's lives. How would I go about doing that?
This is just coming from such a place of ignorance.
Is it?
Because it's clearly not evil spirits, because it's a blessing. You know, you see it every day where people are like, I've been given a totem to protect me. And everyone's like, oh, black magic. I'm like, no, that's pretty white magic. That's like as white as you get, you guys.
Right, but I mean, it's still, there's still a spirit occupying. There's a spirit that's just like, hey, Martha, listen, you've been on Facebook long enough. You need to do your homework. You have to, this Latin's not going to like worm its way into your brain without some effort. You got to work for it.
Well, so then you say, like, I'm afraid of destroying the item and releasing the nerdy spirit out into the world.
What if you, destroying it seems fine. I think if it was up to me, I would probably destroy it, but like make sure it was in a ring of salt. That seems to be a popular.
Right, but then what is you just have this fucking salt ring that you can't. You
do it
can't,
at no, you do it at a friend's house.
Oh, okay.
Right, but then they have this salt prison, and as soon as like, I don't know if the cat gets in it. That by cat, like that cat's done.
I think you should ignore the curse part of it and instead start asking the question, how do I destroy a stone? Because I don't know the answer to that.
I think if you if you have any cursed item, stone or otherwise, I think you can just drop it off at the little exchange box that they have at Best Buy. You know, in the front where like you're supposed to put your printer cartridges and like cell phone batteries. I think they actually do have a slot for cursed
But
items.
don't put it in there if they're out of the little baggies.
Oh yeah, that's just
so
common
rude.
courtesy. I think the Geek Squad will be able to take care of that for you. And maybe they can install Windows on your Windows PC for like $800.
That does explain why the last time I was at Best Buy, I saw someone on the Geek Squad biting the head off a chicken and dumping its blood into a ring of stones. That would
Oh,
make a
no,
lot of
that's
sense.
to fix a virus on a Mac.
And then charging $800 to put Windows on your PC. To literally put a disk in a disk drive and then press the go button on Windows. There's a big button that says go for Windows, yes or no. And if you click no, it's like, are you sure? Because you bought the Windows already and this is a Windows computer. We can just do this for you because it's like a CD. $800 service. Thanks, Geek Squad. Couldn't have done it without you. Don't know what I'd do without you in my life.
Which one of you is a secret agent? You have to tell me legally. Which one of you has the intersect in your head? You have to tell me.
You have to tell me by law, or else it's entrapment. Why can't your sister just pound on some ginkgo?
Yeah, that could work.
I don't think ginkgo biloba's got like evil spirits in it natively.
The damage is done. They have the cursed item now.
Am I
blessed
crazy
item.
to say that, like, if his sister's an atheist, doesn't that mean she doesn't believe in, like, curses and blessings and hexes and spirits and shit?
Yeah.
I mean, like, by definition,
But you don't
as an
need to.
atheist.
You don't have to believe in ghosts to have sex with one. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's true.
You don't have to believe in a ghost in order to have it be having sex with you.
I don't believe in guns, but I still don't want one in my house.
You don't agree with guns. You believe that guns exist.
Okay, you're getting into semantics here.
You may not believe in guns, but you can still definitely be shot to death by one, is what I'm
exactly.
saying.
That's what I'm saying.
I think we're all on the same page. I don't know why we're arguing.
Yeah, you're right, Griffin. This is silly. Let's move on to another question. I've recently been meeting a lot of new people, and you guys ever forget you have a coffee? And then it just like, oh, I feel tired. And then you remember that you made a coffee before the show.
Yes. What's even worse is when you've just like gotten in your car and driven like 2 blocks away from your house and going, shit, I poured a cup of coffee.
I made that coffee.
I hate it when you forget that you're in the middle of reading a question on a widely syndicated comedy podcast and instead, like, just talk about something else.
You ever notice?
By the way, I'm 33, Griffin. I this is the beginning. From here, it's all downhill. It's all like, you know what I like? Vanilla Tootsie Rolls. Like, that's where we're going. That's the phase of this show we're going into.
I watched CBS Sunday Morning this morning, which I really shouldn't do because more often than not, it makes me angry. They had an opinion section that was delivered by contributing editor Paula Poundstone, and it made me want to eat a sword. It made me want to stab a sword down through my stomach.
Is Paula Poundstone the new Andy Rooney? Is that the thing?
I think that she experienced the quickening upon his death and got on there like, I think Obamacare is going to work because once YouTube didn't work and I got it to work. Poundstone out! It was like, that was 3 minutes of my life, Paula Poundstone. I'm never getting that back. I do love your bow tie, though.
Into that. Anyway, I've been recently meeting a lot of new people, and in an attempt to make conversation, they've been asking me, what's your story? I have a hard time talking about myself sometimes. So how am I supposed to respond to that question? Do they really want a summary of my life up until this point? What do I say when someone asks me that? That's from Flustered in Philly.
What's your story? The Hobbit. What's yours?
That seems weirdly... Doesn't that seem weirdly antagonistic?
It does.
It seems like something like a hard-boiled cop asks someone in a movie, like, what's your story?
What's your story, Toots? Start singing, Canary.
Come clean, Maroney.
Do you think that question is giving rise in this generation? Because traditionally, what you would ask is, what do you do for a living? And that question has become this thorny bramble bush to navigate with today's youths. Because most youths, and by youths I mean people my age, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. You know what I mean?
None of us know.
I feel like what's your story like falls somewhere between the weird question of like either what's your deal, which I feel is super antagonistic, and you are, which is like really aloof and elitist. So like what's your story is kind of right between those two, and it makes you seem both kind of a dick and kind of a douche at the same time.
But more importantly, Dick Douche, you can it's
Hi, Dick Douche. What's
Hi,
your story?
more importantly though, if someone asks you, and by you I mean the youths of my generation, what are we now, like Delta? If they ask they ask a Delta, like, what's your story? And you can say, I've been thinking about getting into like artisanal beekeeping. You can't use that answer when somebody asks you what you do for a living, because you don't do it yet. You know what I mean?
I hate the what do you do for a living question, because there is here's what I do. I write about video games on the internet, and I do a comedy podcast. I do 2 comedy podcasts. There is a very high probability that I am going to have to explain as part of my job description some core concepts to the person I'm talking to, specifically their age is above 50.
Or even more insulting, you have to find a way to intimate that, yes, you earn a living wage doing this thing. It's not some joke job. You know what I mean?
Sydney's grandfather, probably until we launched Polygon in the beginning of 2012, still asked me when I was going to get a job. I mean, I fully was employed at several different locales at that point, and still was curious when I was going to get into the working world.
But don't you think that is like becoming, especially for people our age and younger, becoming like more of the norm and less of the exception?
Yeah, and
like,
that's
what do you do? Like, I work for an independent brewery.
So many first of all, that's an awesome job, a venerable craft. Our whole world of Generation Delta would be fixed in a second if everyone would get on that micro tip where he's like, everybody needs to go learn some fucking skills. And I listen to him. I hear him on the Bill O'Reilly talk show radio program, and he's like, everybody needs to go out there and learn how to plumb, because if you knew how to plumb, you'd be fucking set for life. And if we did that...
The motherfucker went before Congress and
went before Congress, like...
And he's like, you motherfuckers, learn to plumb.
Learn to plumb, you dumb shits. Name any problem in politics, American politics right now, that wouldn't be fixed if everybody knew a trade craft that they could profit off of. Like, everybody needs health insurance. Like, if you knew how to plumb, you'd be fucking making bank And you could just like pay for whatever elective procedures you want or need. And people ask you, what's your deal? A plumber. Booyah! You know what I mean? Like, it would be so
I have an
easy.
actual real world skill. I can
Yeah.
do a
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, what's your
I can do
deal?
one thing.
Hey,
See,
man.
that's the best thing about my stupid job is that I get to say I'm a carpenter.
I'm a carpenter.
And if I don't feel like saying theatrical
Hey,
carpenter,
I'm in a
before
hurry.
it-
Summarize yourself in a phrase if you can. Oh, me? I'm an electrician. Get out of here. I'm done. I'm done already with you. I'm going to bookmark you in my head. Chad, electrician. Oh, that's Chad the electrician. I need some work done, and I have lots of money, and I need electric work done. I'm going to continue supporting him.
Now, here's the thing. The other side of that, though, is that when they go, okay, Travis, carpenter, then later when they're like, I have this table that needs fixed. Oh, Travis is a carpenter. The nice thing about telling someone that you're a small batch barrel maker, no one's ever going to call you to come fix their barrels.
Yeah, I guess if you don't want money, what are you talking about?
No, but I don't like freelance carpent.
I don't think carpent is the...
I'm a carpenter.
I think it's
I'm
cop.
really more of an edutainer. That's what I'm going to start telling people. Me, I'm an edutainment. I like to cross the bridge between education and entertainment as an edutainer. That's what I do.
I feel like Jindelt is everybody I know.
Hi,
Is-
Jindelt. What's your story?
Everyone, every Dick Deuce Jindelt is somehow in the business of online publishing. Everybody in our fucking world, except for the guy who comes and fixes my pipes when they break, is in the business of online publishing. And at a party, when someone says, what aspect of online publishing are you involved in? You can't be like, oh, I lead a creative consulting marketing.
So do you think when they're asking what's your story, they're literally asking what story did you online publish?
Yes. Oh, I did 10 best pictures of cats in mason jars. Oh, I remember that. Great work. Hey, this guy did the cats in mason jars post. That was great.
Oh, I
Mason
love
jar
that.
cat guy.
You remember him?
I think
He's got
that
the
they-
really small, really, really sick cat that's like super famous. Is he
Not
around?
No Bones. The No Bone Cat.
Oh, I remember No Bones. He's great.
I feel like the less you can tell someone, the better. Like, I think you should try to keep it close.
What's
to
your
this. When they
story?
say-
Classified.
No, I mean, just give them something. Say, I grew up in the hills. Now I'm in the city, just trying to make my way.
I dabble.
I dabble.
I grew up in the marshes, and then I lived in the mountains for a while, and then the swamps, and I'm just
Spent a little time in the Glen.
I'm just naming Magic the Gathering energy card types now.
That's what I do for a living.
I collect magic cards for a living. There probably is somebody making a living doing that, and they have to explain that shit at parties. Dude, give it up. Give it up and learn how to, like, clean gutters or something.
This is what I'm saying. I think we need an encyclopedia of non-offensive job titles that are all like euphemism for what you do. So like, what do you do? I've got a huge assortment of magic cards that I sell for a living. What do you do? I'm a trades collector. You know, something that like doesn't make any sense, but when you say it, everybody goes, oh, okay. And it's like, what do you do? Oh, I make tiny models of World of Warcraft Battlegrounds. What do you do? I'm a carpenter. Right? And then somebody, if they care to, can go look in the encyclopedia, flip to carpenter and go, oh, they make models of World of Warcraft
I don't think it
Battlegrounds.
says that in the encyclopedia, though. That was a crazy thing you just said.
That is maybe the most nonsensical thing you've ever said on this entire
Well, it'll be a
program.
very Orwellian lifestyle in which everybody is just assigned a bullshit term for the real ass
That's
job.
what I'm
You're
they do.
saying that we should boil our we should boil our jobs down to the actual base mechanic. Like, I should tell people I'm a typist and talker.
At a party, though, and somebody says, what do you do? And you say online publishing, their response is going to be, don't be an asshole. Like, we're all in online publishing.
Of course you are. Of course you're in online publishing. Who isn't?
Asshole. I think that we have developed this reverse aristocracy where look around your office right now and then try, like, look at anything and try and imagine with your brain how that thing got made. You can't, you fucking idiot. You can't. Someone else made it and they're laughing at you. They're laughing at you because they don't know how to do shit. And they can introduce themselves really easily at parties. I make lamps. I'm a lampman.
My entire understanding of the built world is drawn from 99% Invisible. So what that means is that when I see an everyday object, I still have no idea how it was made, but I assume the person that created it was a beautiful soul that could teach me about something about life. Because that seems to be the way of things.
We have ugly, stupid live journal souls.
And can I just throw this out? We do not appreciate those beautiful souls enough financially, I mean. Monetarily, not enough appreciation.
They're doing fine, though. That's what Mike Rowe's saying. People can't make a living because there's 3 paid online publishing jobs, and there's approximately 5.5 billion people scrambling for them right now. But you know what's up? My toilet's been clogged for like 2 years because nobody knows how to fucking deal with it anymore.
Your toilet's been clogged for 2 years?
That's what I'm saying. It's rough and tumble down here in Austin. Austin is the home of online publishing. Everybody in Austin, we don't have a government because people don't know how to govern. They know how to write blogs about government. Got a lot of HuffPo free contributors down here. But we don't have anybody with any public speaking skills. It's a fucking mess. We don't have cops. We don't have cops that can enforce the laws that nobody's
You just have
writing.
people that post like top 10, 15 worst crimes.
Right. They'll go to Boston and like a cop will beat the shit out of them and they'll record it and they'll put it up. Like, isn't this terrible? Yeah, it's terrible. I wish we had any cops in Austin. My house hasn't been burgled because nobody learned like how to pick a fucking lock. Because nobody fucking knows how tumblers work. They know how Tumblr works.
Tumblr works, but they don't know how
It's a fucking joke. I'm quitting the podcast. I'm quitting online publishing, and I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna go like fucking tan leather or something like that. I'm gonna fucking figure it out.
Can I just say how much I would watch that? Not like as a show, but just day to day.
Are
I
you
would just
fucking
sit and
saying-
watch you try to learn to tan leather.
If you're part of the fucking problem, Travis. Because if I start tanning leather and then like someone starts doing a blog about it, you're gonna read the blog and you're not gonna buy my leather goods, and then I'm
Griffin,
gonna die.
I can build a goddamn chair from scratch.
I'll race you. I'll make a chair entirely out of leather, and you make a chair entirely out of wood, and we'll see
You
which one
make
sells
your
on
leather chair.
We'll see which one sells on Etsy first,
And then I'll write a blog about it.
and then I'll
It'll
write
be
a
like-
blog about it.
It'd be like Julia and Julia.
Was that movie called Julia?
Julie and Julia, I
Julia.
believe.
I think it was called Julie versus Julia. Battle Royale.
Another question, you think? Or
Yes.
should
I need
we
to
do it?
stop getting so worked up during this podcast.
Yeah, I got a lot of loss prevention professionals emailing us this week.
No. Listen, I'm not saying I should clear this up. I wasn't saying that everyone should shoplift all the time. I was only saying I don't understand why everyone doesn't shoplift all the time.
That's a skill.
It is a victimless, crimeless crime.
Specifically if you don't get caught.
If you don't get caught, or even if you do, they can't do anything. Someone was saying that there's shopkeeper's privilege, which says that you are allowed to detain somebody who you think has shoplifted. And I say, good luck, sirs.
No, here's the thing. Somebody sent us an email though that was great because it also reflected something that happened to me when I worked at Best Buy, and this dude worked at Best Buy, and he said that they caught this kid shoplifting and told him to wait for the cops, and he did. And he sat there for 30 minutes till the cops came, and they were like, yeah, the CD's in his bag. Cops break open his bag, and inside his bag is a bag of cocaine, a bag of marijuana, a loaded gun,
Oh my God.
and the CDs. And the kid just fucking sat there and waited for half an hour.
The kid's like, listen, if you're going to arrest me for the shoplifting, you can't arrest me for the drugs. That's double jeopardy. I know my rights.
I watched 15 minutes of Double Jeopardy on Stars. I think I know the law.
I know my rights.
That was from James. Thank you, James.
Thanks,
that story
James.
was from James. That happened to me once where a kid came in and used a stolen credit card, and then he tried to return those items for money, and that's when we got him because the cops came after he used the credit card. And so...
Wait, that's a crime?
Yeah, so he came in, bought the things. The cops came in and were like, hey, did somebody use a credit card to buy such and such and such? I was like, oh, yeah, he did because he showed them to me on his way out. And then the kid walked back in like 5 minutes later, was like, I don't need these. Can I return them for cash? And the cops and I are just like standing there looking at him. So the cops just grab him. And then they're like, can we check your car? And the kid's like, oh, yeah, sure. And his car's just full of stolen stuff.
I don't want to have to steal things, and as such, I need some money. friend Warby Parker is revolutionizing the world of eye care. It's true. Don't laugh.
I'm starting to think that Warby Parker is like Hulu Plus in that like everybody already has it. So it's like we because I see everybody on Facebook like just got my Warby Parkers in, and I know those people don't listen to our show. I'm saying they're already worldwide, and I don't know. I think we're kind of a drop in the bucket here, but let's do our best.
Glasses shouldn't cost as much as an iPhone, guys. I've been saying this forever. At Warby Parker, from Warby Parker, our friend, he'll sell you prescription glasses starting at $95. That's including the lenses. Including the lenses. They got an anti-reflective coating and an anti-glare coating. No cost to you. Don't even worry about it.
That way, if people glare at you, you can't see it.
You can't see it, and you can't glare back. Buying glasses online is easy and risk-free. Warby Parker, they got... Okay, so here's the best part. They got a try-on program. What they do is you pick 5 pairs. They ship them to you. You try them all on at the same time. And
Not at the same. You always say that, and it makes it sound like you're like inventing some sort of Dr. Seuss like mega spectacles with 10 lenses.
You put them all at the same time, then you can see through walls. What's up? Money well spent. No, and then you send back the one that you don't want and keep the one that works for you. And you get to keep them for 5 days so you can show everybody. Have a big party. Have the worst party ever. And make people look at your
Shortest
glasses.
party ever. This one, or this one. This one, cool. Bye, guys. Thanks for coming.
And for every pair of glasses they distribute some to some people in need. So that's $95 prescription polarized sunglasses from $150. And so here's the deal. You visit warbyparker.com/mybrother. Choose your 5 home try-on frames. When you're ready, you enter the promo code MYBROTHER at your final checkout. You order your prescription glasses, sunglasses, or reading glasses at warbyparker.com/mybrother.
And when you use the promo code, it usually takes about 10 business days to get to you. With the promo code, you're going to get them in 3 business days.
No big deal. It's just great. I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. I've never been this hungry before.
Man, it really took a turn.
Justin, do you want some salty? Do you want some salty, crusty sugar flobs?
Shove that junk in your urethra. I'm not interested in it. Ho-hos, no-nos. Twinkies, forget about
Do
it.
you want a big bowl of junkums?
Junkums, keep 'ems. That's what I say.
No, these are baked junkums.
Nah, that's junk. What I need is
With Olestra.
Nature Box. That's I'm excited how Nature Box is a sponsor because I was actually into the Nature Box game before they sponsored us, and I was so excited to have them. Here's what you do. Let me give you the pitch. You go to naturebox.com and you fill a box up with healthy snacks. This is like really good stuff. They got French toast granola, salted caramel pretzel pops.
Those shits are out of control.
I just had like this mango puffed rice kind of bites. Oh my god, they're insane.
Delicious. And you can get them all in one box. You get a new shipment every month. If you want to choose your stuff, cool. If not, they'll choose it for you. And the shipping is free. Fantastic. And what's better is for being a listener of ours, okay, you're going to be able to get your first box half off. Oh, half off? Are you kidding me?
Does that
It's
mean they only
amazing.
include half the food that you ordered?
No,
It just means the box is cut in half and stuff falls out one end.
Yeah, that sounds shitty. Why would we give this
This is
shitty
just-
promo to people?
This is a money thing. Yeah. So you go to naturebox.com and use the promo code MyBrother. That's promo code MyBrother at naturebox.com. You're gonna get that first box half off. It's really delicious stuff.
And they have a huge selection. It's like, they got salty stuff, they got sweet stuff. There's stuff that like individually wrapped bars, and all of it comes in like resealable packages. So like you can take it with you and like.
Are you into umami flavors? They have that.
I got a message for Stephen Yee. Watch your fucking back.
Love Nature Box.
No, Travis, what's my message?
You're gonna open one of those nature boxes and it's gonna be full of anthrax bombs and vampire bats.
This message is for Stephen Yeats from the Archery Guild of Calamitous Intent. What better gift can we get the man who has everything than a personal message from your 3 favorite brothers? A crossbow? Perhaps. A falcon? Possibly. But we figured this would be a fitting gift after your impromptu live reading of the Sexy Garfield fan fiction at Mel and Rob's birthday dinner last year. Happy birthday, Steve. May your day be full of bacon. Sounds to me like Steve ruined Rob and Mel's birthday, and this is the punishment instead of a crossbow.
Do not remember signing off on letting someone else read our shit out loud. I do not remember licensing out that materials.
You read it at Mel Brooks and Rob Deirdrick's birthday.
So
Their combined party.
Steve-O, happy birthday and watch your fucking back. Griffin, we got another message?
Yeah, this one is for Bryn Boatman. It's from Evan Smale, who says, "To my best friend, you done it. Happy 20th haunted birthday. Try not to get too spooked on your big day." Now, something tells me this one was supposed to be Halloween themed, and that we have slipped up just a little bit.
Let me try to alter it a little bit. To my best friend, you done it. Happy 20th pilgrim birthday. Try not to get too turkeyed on your big day. Maize, cornucopia.
Happy
Hooray.
20th birthday. Try not to get too born on your big day, because then it's celebrating our birthdays.
I like that.
I'm Jesse Thorne. Bullseye is all about discovering the good stuff in culture that will do nothing less than change your life.
You know, I'd never heard anything like it before. It'd be like seeing a new color, which I guess is music's like biggest asset, is that you can hear new sounds. I'll probably never see a new color. I'll probably never experience like a new crazy taste, but I'll hear new sounds constantly.
Culture picks, comedy, and in-depth interviews. It's the good stuff and just the good stuff in popular culture every week on Bullseye. Subscribe in iTunes or find it online at MaximumFun.org.
Farm wisdom. Farm wisdom. Get a dubstep in your two-step farm wisdom.
Get right out of town.
I'd say that's one of the better ones you've done recently, but recently your games have been super shitty on the Farm Wisdom introduction.
Give me some farm wisdom.
Can I read this one?
Yes.
Please.
Male pigs that are going to be raised to be hogs, a pig over 120 pounds. Didn't know that, so already learning shit from Farm Wisdom. Male pigs that are going to be raised to be hogs, a pig over 120 pounds, and eaten for meat must be castrated. If they aren't, the testosterone makes the meat taste disgusting. It's called boar taint. If you've ever eaten a wild hog that tastes really gamey and shitty, it's been tainted.
That's the craziest farm wisdom. That changes my whole perspective on pigs.
It makes me feel bad for eating them, I guess, kind of a bit. Not very much, because they're still goddamn delicious, but to think that they have to live in terrible conditions and get their dicks cut off.
It's not a good life they lead.
Not a good life, not an especially.
It's not their dicks, it's just their balls.
I mean,
They don't cut off their dick and balls.
I guess that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Woof. Maybe we should cut that one out, because it really is bringing me down. You guys want a Yahoo?
Absolutely.
Oh, God. This one's going to be really tough to get through, because it's sort of like, could God make an object that he couldn't move sort of thing? Like one of those quandaries that wraps in around it on itself, like an MC Escher painting. Sent in by Spencer Lee Curtis. Thanks, Spencer. It's by Yahoo Answers user Melissa, who asks, "My horse hates other horses. My horse is gentle and sweet, but his personality changes toward other horses. I feel absolutely awful when my horse tries to bite and scowl at horses walking by. He's kicked 2 horses at the barn I board at, and people are starting to refer to him as the crazy one. I don't feel like there's much I can do to make him stop other than negative reinforcement when it happens. He's generally polite, but turns into an ugly monster when faced with other horse. Any ideas? Thank you for reading." You're welcome.
Is it possible that your horse is actually a bear and you're an idiot?
Good question.
Is it possible this horse is a bear and you're an idiot?
Better question. Is it possible that your horse thinks it's a bear, does not realize it's a horse?
Here's the only thing, though. I do not think kicking is a bear's game. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. It's important to note the horse thinks it's a bear, but it's never been around other bears or it knows nothing about bears.
Then why
It
would
just does what it thinks bears would do in a given situation.
It just heard the word. It heard the word bear once, and it's like, that sounds like something I could get into.
It just
Because the owner kept riding it barebacked, and it was like, oh,
I get it.
so I've got a bareback. I'm a bear.
This is a horse that has chosen to live its life whenever possible as a bear. It's a fuzzy, and I think we should respect it.
Hold on, you're saying You just dropped a lot of concepts on me, and I need you
Baby,
to walk
that horse
backwards.
is born that way.
I need you to walk
That
backwards.
horse is
through
born
it.
that way, and I respect it.
You're saying that you're saying that within the animal kingdom. Okay, you're
Yes.
saying that within the animal kingdom.
Take it as slow as you need to. I'll walk you through it.
Let's start just with the basic facts. I guess this is a horse we're talking about.
Yeah, right.
The horse sees other genuses of animals in the animal kingdom, and
And then
says,
goes up to one of those genuses and makes a wish and says, "Make me a bear."
I wish I was a bear, because it just seems like a pretty cool lifestyle. Like we covered, being into the furry community is not all about sex.
Right.
So you're saying that this horse
I'm
wants
saying
to
this horse wants to be a bear, so it acts like it thinks a bear would. It's important to know it's never come in contact with a bear, so this is all conjecture
Yeah.
on this horse.
does it wear a surprisingly expensive bear suit, like a tanuki suit?
Yeah,
No, it doesn't have money, Griffin. Don't be stupid.
Don't be an idiot. Horses can't get checks. What are you, silly? They can't.
That's an important part. Can I say that I'm a furry and then like show up to a furry con wearing like a t-shirt and jeans?
Yes. Furry's
Yes,
not about your
Griffin.
bank account.
That's like
it's about
if
your
you
heart.
if you were a king, you're still a king even if you're not wearing your crown and your cape. It's not about the accessories. It's about what you have inside.
Thank you, Travis. Yes, exactly like Travis said.
Okay, so can it? If this horse wanted to be a dolphin, would he be a?
That would be a squeaky.
Okay. Is there one for every different animal, or are we just talking about the texture
There's only
of
one
their?
way to find out. Just keep asking.
If it wanted to be a scorpion,
That's a stingy.
Stingy.
if it wanted to, no, this is bullshit. Because if I wanted to be a horse, then I think I would still be classified as a furry.
No, you would be everyone.
Beautiful sons of bitches.
I think
Maybe that's it. Maybe the horse just realized that it will never be classified as the majestic one or the pretty one or the graceful one.
you're saying he's
So it's-
found his niche, and his
yeah,
niche is
he was
being
like, he's
kind
looking
of-
around and going, look at all of us.
He's being
we
kind of
are
a
all
dick
the
douche.
majestic ones. We are all the pretty ones. I'm going to be the fucking crazy one.
But that's the thing. If I've learned anything from any horse-based entertainment medium, it is that that is the horse that you want to tame, and then it turns out to be the fucking dopest, fastest, best racingist.
Well, I think the difference is usually you look for like the stubborn one, the difficult one. You don't look for like the balls crazy one.
You don't look for the one that's going to try to eat your toes when you're not looking. That's not what Black Beauty was about.
Now, Black Beauty, I know that you just ate my baby, but god damn it, I'm going to
damn it,
ride
you
you.
ride
I'm going to break that animal spirit.
Horses can. This is an unpopular opinion, but horses can look kind of crazy when they open their lips up and show you those huge chompers and their eyes open wide. That is a scary, scary sight.
And I saw in the Pecos Bill cartoon, they do this thing like when they jump up in
what
the
did
air.
You just said 4 words that didn't sound like words. What were they?
The Pecos Bill cartoon,
Okay.
the horse jumps in the air and like all 4 of its feet leave the ground at the same time, and it kind of like curves its back, and it looks like a fucking crazy ass like horse show.
That's a cartoon,
What?
Travi.
No, but like they do it in real life too.
What if the horse, that weird horse face Griff was describing, what if that's their natural state? Like, and they just gussy it up for when humans are around.
The rest of the time they're working really hard to keep it together.
I can't let my lips do that weird thing.
It makes me look like the horse embodiment of a Robin Williams impersonation. That is what they look like, though. We're joking about this because we don't want to answer the fucking like hard question. We love horses so goddamn much. I think about them all day, especially in the shower.
I got to ride one on my honeymoon and it was fucking glorious.
That's what I'm
Did it
saying.
know
Travis,
you? Was it familiar with you from your work?
It was. It was like, oh, you're the horse advocate, Travis McElroy. We've read so much about in our horse trades.
I'll make sure not to destroy your balls and dick with my crazy spine. I've only ridden a horse once, and it destroyed both my balls and my dick with its crazy, crazy spine. It was like riding that one Spinosaur. I think that was the dinosaur with the like crazy spine fin. Terrible for my situation. What were we talking
If
about?
I've told you once, I told you 1,000 times that was a motorcycle. And you can say it was a dinosaur as many times as you want.
This horse is actively hurting other beautiful, perfect horses. What do we do about that?
Can you just sequester it?
What do you mean?
I mean, just like make it never see other horses again.
A life without looking at horses, you might as well send it to hell.
Oh, let me throw this out. Equus, blind it.
That's a terrible. You understand?
Well, no,
that
then it can totally be around other horses, but don't worry.
Oh, it
you'll
would
never
smell.
see them.
Oh, I smell a fucking. I
Okay,
love.
cut its nose off. Blind it, cut its nose off, pull its teeth out.
Oh God.
What are you talking about?
What? But then it still can ride it majestically.
You think any horse is going to look anything but disheveled and resentful after this procedure that you're
Sweet
Listen,
mask.
it's gonna-
Sweet mask.
It's gonna hear the horses. Gotta cut those ears right off there.
Cut the
And
ears off.
It's still gonna want to kick things, so those hooves gotta go. Mm-hmm. Come on, Torsey. Torsey, the torso horse. Touch him, and your wishes come true. I don't want to, Daddy. I don't want to touch him. Don't make me touch him. Come on,
Touch a goddamn
Packers
horse.
got a hard game coming up. I need a win. Touch him. Touch Torsey. Your mom's not gonna come back unless you touch Torsey for Daddy. Come on. Oh. Go ahead, child. Go ahead. How are you speaking to me? Your mouth is gone. I'm speaking to you through the Equestriverse. Touch me, child. It's the only way your mother's coming back to Daddy.
No, I think Travis should be forced to leave its ears on because I want it to hear the things that people say about it.
And that's to the pain.
I want him when the children walk by and whisper, "Dear God, what is that thing?"
What is that?
I want them to be forever in its perfect ears.
Poor Torsey. It could probably still survive, right?
If you want to send us fan art of Torsey, just draw a bean. Draw a hairy bean. That'll
It
look
still has most of its head.
It's still gonna need a brain up in there.
Draw a bean with a brain dangling off of it.
Don't get me wrong, horses' hearts are the biggest, most perfect, and wonderful hearts, capable of more love than every human in the world combined, but still needs some think meat in there to process.
Can we store the brain inside Torsey's torso behind glass like Krang?
Yes. Man, wouldn't that be great if they made Seabiscuit 2 with Torsey, and he still somehow, I guess he just like rolled really fast, and he won the big race.
Just got to give him something to chase. But he can't smell,
He can't
see,
smell,
or hear.
see, hear, move, live.
Bang a
think.
gong in front of him and hope that the vibrations steer him the right way.
He would make a great bobsled, though. That's for goddamn sure.
My office had a Halloween party, which resulted in a large bucket of candy being left over and set out in a common area. The next morning, all of the candy except for the Milky Ways were gone. A coworker claims to be the sole witness, but doesn't want it to get out because that would create workplace tension between adults over candy. Should I press my coworker to snitch? This was probably $20 to $30 in good candy, and this is not the first time it happened. That's from Snitch Witch.
Oh, man. How many times
The
has that
perfect
happened?
crime.
I know.
Let me just throw this out. Who takes all the candy except Milky Way?
I know. Milky Way is basically the best candy bar, so whoever... I mean, I guess leaving that behind is such a huge clue. Because it's like, who in the office doesn't like Milky Ways? Robert, God damn it. I knew it was you, Robbie. You fucked us for the last time, Robbie.
Is that $20 to $30 pre-Halloween or post-Halloween? Because that
Oh,
goes
that's a good
way
question.
down. That's like down to like $10, $15 at Walgreens.
Are you providing us with the price of the candy because you're thinking that they're going to fence it? Because if that's the case, why wouldn't they just take the Milky Ways to
No,
increase
there needs to be some reparations made.
You're telling they need to provide everybody in the office with
Yeah,
a
so
buck
they
50
employ
worth of...
they employ 60 people, so they need to pay, I don't know, 30 to 50 cents per person.
How much do you have to fucking love Butterfingers and Snickers and Twix that it is worth $20 to you? The possibility that one of your
Justin?
coworkers will have a visual of you like with a duffel bag just raking candy into it, except for, oops, no, a Milky Way got in there. I got to filter that back out. I would actually pay $20 to see an adult person doing that. I think it would be worth it.
I think what you're missing out on is that it's the principle of the thing and not the monetary value. Because if it were me, if it were my workplace, A, I would be the one who had stolen the candy. But B, The problem is at that point, it's like, that was all of our candy, and Steve yummied it down.
Yeah, but you're 30 now, Travis, and I have a hard truth for you to accept, and that's that you can't eat candy anymore. Justin will tell you all about it. Once you hit 30, you can't eat candy anymore. That shit,
It gums up the works?
it gums up the works so bad. You can
Well,
eat,
I know you can't do Starburst, but I figure like a York peppermint patty isn't going to mess it up.
I'm 33 now, and I am to a point where, and this is just started to happen, but like I start to feel weird about eating candy.
Yeah.
It seems like, I don't know, like I've got some candy here, and seems like it's for kids now, I guess.
Good news is, Travis, you mentioned Starburst. You can't eat Starburst anymore, but can I suggest this substitute of Metamucil fiber chews? Just as good, and they keep your pipes flowing. What are you into? Skittles? Skittles aren't gonna do you anymore, but how about these Centrum Daily Vitamins? They're like Skittles that you have to eat, or else you'll die, because you're 30 years old now, and your body just won't fix itself anymore the way it used to. You got to keep filling it with nutrients and supplements.
I'm sad now.
Well, that's
I wish I hadn't gotten old.
I know.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Well, not now.
You have no idea what it's like being the youngest brother. It's like I have like 2 portraits of myself that a wizard painted, and I can watch them both getting older in front of me, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna be that, and then I'm gonna be that. It's really fucking terrifying.
Why does one of your portraits have a beard?
Because I have high hopes. One of these days, it's gonna happen for me. I'm gonna start producing.
Griff, do you have a Yahoo for us?
Sure. This Yahoo was sent in by Stephen Emmerich. Thanks, Stephen. It's by Yahoo Answers user Diddy, who asks, best Subway meat sandwich? I've been wanting to try something new. I love cold cuts and cheeses. Not a fan of turkey or chicken subs. What combination of meats and cheeses could I get that would be good? And on what type of bread?
Have you tried the pate with quail eggs?
Order that. See what kind of reaction you get.
Is there a way to, you know how like there's all those online publishing things going around of like how to hack Chipotle and like really, really sad ways of getting like some extra guac. You know what I mean? Like ask for a medium-sized tub of guac and then have them put it in a large container and you'll get 1.5 extra ounces of guac. I was like, wow, man. That's a lot of steps to go through for just a little bit of extra guac. Is there a way to hack Subway to get bigger, better, beefier, more robusto sandwiches?
Get the cookies on the sandwich.
You're saying when they
think
ask
that's an
what
acceptable
toppings do you
topping.
what toppings?
Yeah,
do
what
you want?
topping? You say, I want a large soda on there.
Yeah, can I get a second?
Crunch up some of the Lay's potato chips onto the sandwich.
Can I get a second sandwich inside that sandwich, please? And then you can keep doing that forever until the universe is all sandwiches.
Do you guys, what do you guys get at Subway? What's your Subway jam?
I haven't been to a Subway in so long because do you know why? Because those places fucking stink. They stink so.
Dude, there's a combination gas station and Subway by my house.
Oh, my God.
that every time I walk into the gas station, it smells like sick. It smells like someone's vomit.
Yeah, being Subway adjacent is terrible. I used to work at the country's best yogurt. And it really it wasn't a brand name for us. It fucking meant something. But that country's best yogurt was right next door to a Subway, and we would get a little bit of stink through the vents, and then you would go in on your lunch break because there was nothing else to eat in a 3.5 mile radius. So you would go into the Subway, and I would get my, whatever sandwich I could get for $2.50 because I was broke like a bad joke. And then you would come back and be like, oh, you went to Subway. I can tell. Because you carried it with you, the smell of it. It gets in your fucking clothes.
You've got a Pigpen-esque cloud of Subway stink.
It's like
around you.
every Subway comes with its own, like, methane leak. Like, that's part of in order to franchise it out, it's like, let's see, you got a sandwich station. You got a hood to prevent people from, like, sweating and bleeding and snotting into the meats. That's great. And let's just go ahead and break this pipe. All right, you're good to go. Have fun. Sell lots of Sammys. See you in a year to make sure that leak's still going. Because, man, it's important.
That was actually one of my favorite things about the brief stint at Jimmy John's I worked, where
Doesn't
every
have
time
a stink. Doesn't have a stink at Jimmy.
doesn't have a stink, also doesn't like customize sandwiches. All they'll do is not put things on it. You know what I mean? So people come in like, could I get the number 12, but could I get that with, nope.
It's really stingy.
No, I just want to add extra, nope.
I remember you could get an extra slice of like mozzarella on your sandwich, and it was $1. Hey, guess what? Fuck you, Jimmy John's. I can go buy a whole package of it at Kroger's for $1, and then I can have like a full-blown cheese explosion on my sandwich.
I loved that for a while, and he might still do it. Jimmy John's whole thing was like we're just sandwiches. We don't toast them. We don't do soup. We don't do specialty just sandwiches. It's like, so your whole sales pitch is, we don't do extra things.
We just do the one thing, and we do it okay. That'll be $14.
We do not go above and beyond by any means.
These are artisanal sandwiches prepared by expert chefs who've been apprenticing since they were 13, and also they're 16 now. And they're so good at sandwiches. That'll be $14.59.
The problem I have with ordering at Subway and trying to get a perfect sandwich is that, and this should help this question asker, so I'm happy to pitch in here. I always feel awkward about ordering a topping, and then I get pretty like when I'm watching them put the topping on, I feel like it's really I feel like this urge to control the amount of that topping that I'm getting. Like if I ask for green peppers, I don't want 50. And their inclination is usually to put 50 on there. Thank you. You're an artist. That's very generous.
Or mustard. They ejaculate that mustard onto your sandwich with the carelessness of like a lunatic watering their front yard. Like it's a nightmare to watch.
That's why no matter what I get at Subway, I always say, and I'd like that with this and this and this, and I'd like to make it myself.
Can I get back there and let me just... I know exactly how much lettuce I want.
Please do not touch it with your stupid service person hands.
I know shit at the sub. I don't want to put this particular Subway chain on blast, although if the quality control hasn't picked up since the time I worked at the country's best yogurt, they've definitely either closed or been closed by some sort of government agency. Somebody was cutting bread, cut clean into their finger, and then kept trying to do the sandwich. Hey, lady, you're not on fucking MasterChef? Like, you're not under a tight time constraint? Someone else can go ahead and take the reins from you on this particular sandwich. Let me get that with oil and vinegar and salt and pepper, a little bit of lettuce, and, like, a half pint of your blood. You're not on fucking Chopped. Like, it's okay if this sandwich takes a while to make and if someone else does it.
I can happily confirm that Subway is still open, by the way, Griffin, so don't even worry about it.
Great. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of Subways adjacent to the country's best yogurts in the country.
Not so many anymore, I don't think.
This one was on 8th Street in Huntington, West Virginia. Have fun, guys.
This week's episode is brought to you by Subway. Subway.
Specifically, the one Subway on 8th Street in Huntington, West Virginia.
This is narrowcasting at its best. This has actually just been My Brother, Me. It's like it's a podcast for advice and jokes and love and laughter and
Is that the whole app? Where does the time go?
I know, right? It flies by when we're having
It feels
fun.
like it's been about an hour and 3 minutes for me, actually.
It's about time for me to start sweeping up.
sad
Things
old,
back into the old trunks.
We need sad ending music like Dumbo Circus had. Mm-hmm. Get back in the wagon. We're saying goodbye. We've got to fly.
Thank you so much for reminding me of that show.
It's my
I'm going to
pleasure.
get off right now and watch it on Hulu Plus.
What about if it's like "Show Me That Smile"? It's like the Growing Pains theme, but like a funeral dirge, which is I think that's how the show ended.
Remember, everybody go to naturebox.com, use the coupon code MyBrother, and you're going to save 50% off.
How is that typed? Can you provide the exact typing of
Okay, in our notes, it has a space. So try it with a space first. If that doesn't work,
capital
try it
M, capital B with a space?
with a space. Try that first. If that doesn't work, just try it all together. But NatureBox, go get you some, and let us know if you get any good snacks. I can personally recommend the banana bread granola. That's really good. Sydney likes the Santa Fe corn sticks.
If you get chili lime pistachios, if you could send some of those my way, because we did get a sample box, and Rachel did eat all of them before I had a chance to taste any.
Here's the good news: all the NatureBox snacks are really healthy and made from good stuff, and no weird ingredients, no mystery ingredients. So she can eat as many as she wants. She's not going to grow a horn or anything.
No, I know, but I
And
wanted
apparently, as many as
to
she
have.
wants is all of them.
What's my favorite flavor combo? Chili and lime. What's my favorite nut? Pistachio. Yeah, I think I would have liked some of those.
thank you to everybody tweeting about the show, helping us spread the word. We know we had some issues last week with the download. Totally, for once, not our fault. It was the fault of our friends at Libsyn.
Should be working
okay
now. Listen, they provide a great service. It's so rare that things go sideways, but I re-uploaded it a third time. So if you missed it last week, it should be working now, I hope. I want to thank John Roderick and the Long Winters for the use of our theme song "It's a Departure" off the album "Putting the Days to Bed." Are they touring right now? Because I just read like a concert review of theirs from.
They're definitely playing some shows. I don't know if it's like a full blown tour, but yeah,
man,
definitely
God,
playing out.
Damn it! I would kill to see that.
I know. So if you're the Long Winters and you're listening, come on by our house and do a show.
The Long Winters with the T.
What did Justin say?
I swear he said the Long Winters, which just sounds like a group of people that tell really long, boring stories.
Yeah.
No, they have a name for that. It's called My Brother and Me. And that's our show, folks. Thank you so much for listening. Griffin, do you have one last question?
I'm so upset about these pistachios. The bag wasn't opened, and she was like, I thought it's because you didn't want them. And it was actually the opposite. I was so excited to eat them. I was like saving it for a weekend treat. Because this final Yahoo was sent in by Andrew Garcia. Thanks, Andrew. It's by Yahoo Answers user Richard, who asks, what determines a moose's coloration?
I'm Justin McElroy.
I'm Travis McElroy.
I'm Griffin McElroy.
This has been My Brother and Me. Get back in the wagon. We're saying goodbye. Kiss your dad square on the way.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture. Artist owned.
Listener supported.
Justin, what are you doing?
Strapping a chicken to my arm. Heard there's some plague out west, so I just wanted to, kind of get out ahead of it.
Justin, if you'd ever listened to our medical history podcast, Sawbones, where we talk about everything from trepanation to bloodletting, you would know that is a ridiculous idea and it will never work.
I haven't caught it. Sawbones?
Yes, it's every Friday on the Maximum Fun Network, and we record it together.
You a doctor or something?
Yes!